Drummer boy.
All right, let's do it. All right.
With us here in the utility room tonight, Dr. Draw.
Oh yeah, and my raggedy ass like headphones, and then like
They're perfect.
they're so good, eh? And it's just like there we go.
Wow.
What's up?
I've got the phone playing and the feedback happens.
Is
So
it?
listen, that was awesome sauce.
Thanks, brethren.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, super uplifting renditions of familiar music. You also had one of your own tracks in the
Two
sesh.
of my own tracks.
Okay.
Yeah. I think.
What were those songs? What were the titles?
Well, the first one after the Carol of the Bells was called "A Shot of Confidence," and the concept behind it is that extra little shot that you need to rob a bank, ask someone on a date, commit some sort of serious crimes against humanity, anything Christmas related. That's just like that was yeah. And then the second one was called Aqua Viva. So Aqua Viva, the song I wrote on stage to make my band like me again as we were performing live, because everything we were performing was like 145 beats per minute, and the band was looking at me, they're like, we can't do this anymore live. So I'm just like, oh yo, I'm just gonna give you like a 3-chord thing right now, and I played it live, and it became a song. We finished it, writing it in Italy, a place called Aqua Viva with my friend Antonio, who's a cop from that region, and it was fun, good times.
Not exactly the stories that I was expecting on the songs. It's awesome.
Oh man.
Who are you jamming with tonight?
Okay, so I had the 3 core band members with me today. Jeff Antoine Cote, who's also a big modular synth techno guy who lives above me, who's been my compadre and also drummer and producer for the past 9 years. And then Michael on the bass, who joined the band about a year and a half ago when we were looking for a bassist. He's been wonderful. He's been taking care of a lot of managerial stuff too. Just a good person overall. Colin on guitar, who I met at a party about 3 years ago and messaged when I was needed a guitarist. He's the intellectual of the group. He's the one that's knowledgeable in more the academic aspect of music. Yeah, he's nice. It's nice. We all bring something of our own to the table, and today was a lot of fun to play. For some reason, it was just very smooth. Like we've been playing. We've been lucky to have a lot of gigs during COVID, and it was just really nice. End of the year, like we have no stress. We don't have to work towards anything, just to get something to you, which is very relaxing. So we played your little holiday medley.
Thanks a lot. You know, it's awesome that you referred to the band as a band, and that it's a puzzle scenario that everyone, you know, is clicking together, and that everyone brings a formidable piece to the table.
Exactly.
How did you guys get together? I mean, like, what was it? Was it you and your idea? Did a couple of the other people come to you and say, "Hey, we've got this vibe. We think that you should be with us." Like, how did the formation
Well, the
start?
well, the Dr. Draw band has been in existence since I was about 1920. 38 right now, and it's taken through different skins. A lot of people have come and joined and quit. Either way, it's a very chaotic like entity. Um, but the main thing of it is we have a lot of music that I've created with other people and myself over the years that we perform live. But it can only exist as a band structure. It can't be just myself individually. It needs to be a family, and this is the family at the moment that's doing really, really well. It's really nice. We all get along. We work very, very hard. We love and we respect each other. I think it also happens to be that we're older now. And it's just like as older you get, like there's less BS to deal with, and it's really, really nice. And you learn how to work with other people. I was an impossible person to work with for so many years. In my 20s, I was like a little monster. And I'm just a little bit of that monster now. So it's kind of nice. It works. Yeah, I'm really fortunate to have people that are still willing to work with me after all these years. And so, oh
The
man.
last time that we had you on the show, which was near the end of September, um, you played original music on that episode of Utility Room. And you played again. We were just talking about the original music that you played tonight. You mentioned during that episode that the idea was to put forth a release.
Yeah,
Where
I've
where 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 are you at? And is it the band that you performed with tonight? Are they going to be appearing on the album with you?
absolutely,
Is how's
absolutely.
the effort? How's the effort going? Where's the progress at with them?
Well, I've come to a point where I have a title of the album now, and it's called Zebras, and it's going to be all of us dressed as zebras on the cover. And the title
Okay.
track is going to be Zebros, and it's going to be. It's like, I'm nodding. I've realized that I want this album to stand absolutely for nothing, just for music's sake. Like I just want it to be wholesome and fun and crazy and yeah, and pensive at times when needed to be, but just very like it's gonna be fun. My first album was called The City. It was called The City for a reason because I was living in a city and I was very influenced by the energy of the city as a street performer. I was a busker. Um, this album is going to be called Zebras because I'm not influenced by zebras or there's no zebras around. But I feel like we're all a bunch of zebros. We're all, anyways, if that makes any sense.
I'm not sure I'm seeing the connection, but I do understand that there'll be no zebras around Toronto unless you're close to the zoo. I mean,
No,
there's
no, we're
zebras.
all zebras. That's the thing. Like, and it was just like
Metaphorically, we're all
metaphoric.
zebras, or you actually see people as zebras?
I wish I saw people as zebras all the time. Maybe that's
Okay.
my point in life. I think.
It's definitely got to make stuff interesting.
Absolutely, but it's just like everything I ever did had to stand for something. It was always very it was epic, and so on, so on. And for the once in my life, I realized that I'm not standing for anything. I don't have anything to prove. I have no points. I have no stance. I just want to make great music for people to listen to. It's like remember when all that like Life Was Tough, and then Aqua came out with like Barbie Girl and all these things, and they did an interview, and I'm like, this world, like people are creating this serious music. What are you guys doing? And they're like, well, we want to do the absolute opposite of that. We don't want anything to stand for anything. And I remember that like kind of got stuck in my head. Like, I want to have that luxury eventually in my life to stand for nothing, just for music's sake, something fun and something pure, and it would be really nice and wholesome because everyone has some sort of message, and I feel so many messages are getting bombarded against each other. It's becoming superficial. So at this point, I just want it to be like fun and great and insightful, and it'll stand for something that people can see with it in it by themselves, not me telling them what to feel and how to picture it. Like it's just like you get whatever you want. So the album is going to be called Zebras, and we're going to be a bunch of zebras. Yeah.
This isn't the first time that you've laid down music.
No, this is the eighth album.
This time, though, you're putting the album together during what might be, in my opinion, the strangest point of our lives. This generation, last generation, this time.
Absolutely.
What would you say is the difference between putting together an album when I guess you could go to any studio or get together with people with reckless abandon, you know,
Yeah.
uh, as compared to now, where that's not possible. What are the differences? Or have they been beneficial? Have you celebrated some of these differences? Or have they been a hindrance?
Well, I think the one thing is that the pandemics made it easier to work with people a lot. Like I can connect to anybody I want and get like what results. Like people just want to make art and make music. And it's just a year. It hasn't been that long. Like we're still okay. Like it's not like I'm not freaking out because like I'm 38 years old and I've lived through so much nonsense in my whole life. That this 1 year is just like a little tiny little chapter of me just practicing, getting a chance to actually practice for once. Because like when you were young, like the concept of playing gigs was like you play a gig and one gig equals to days of practicing, and then you realize it's like that's not really how it is. Like you want to spend time with yourself and go through the technique and do through the scales, and I have that luxury now. So my next album, because of the patience that I've had this year and the energy, is going to be probably sounding better than I've ever played in my whole life.
Amazing. You find that this pandemic, COVID-19, it's been a positive experience for you and the
Absolutely.
music. Do you
Absolutely.
do you find that opinion seems to be in a circle that you're in, a musical, that community, that
I think so.
this is the vibe?
I think so. I could have the only issues that I have with it, I could have been a lot more lazier, but I wasn't. I could have used my time to do absolutely nothing, but like the psyche doesn't let you do that. Like it keeps us, we're hustlers. Like we've been hustling since we were like teenagers. So we're always doing things. We're always coming up to things. That's what makes us different from the majority of people. In the most comfortable position where we'll find the most discomfort, and think it's existential kind of existence. Like I need something to bounce off, a conflict to bounce off, a situation. Um, but this pandemic felt very natural. I mean, humanity has gone through like millions of pandemics since our existence, and for me, like I feel my my DNA, my structure has experienced this many times before. So I went into it very calmly. Like I'm like, okay, this is great. Like everything's gonna be okay. There's no need to freak out. I'm in Canada, one of the greatest countries in the world. This country takes care of people. It loves us. It's not a bad place. Um, some people will obviously find bad things about it, but I'm very satisfied with being in Canada. And I'm glad that my parents chose this country in their immigration and put me here and got me to play the violin and all these other things.
This is
Yeah,
an awesome, like a ambassador of optimism. It
exactly.
sounds no,
I
but
like that.
for
It's
real,
great.
right? Because I mean, obviously, it's really easy to turn the channel, even right now, and get to something that's got the opposite vibe. And I'm not going to say that we should all turn a blind eye to the problems, but at the same time, to marinate in the problems certainly
No,
it
exactly.
doesn't feel very good. Yeah, it doesn't. This
Josh,
this
yeah.
Sorry, you were going to say.
Like you're an educator, you're an intellectual, you understand these things. It's in a way is that like we've lost a lot of friends, we've lost a lot of people that had a really tough time or things that hit, but like we're not going to focus on that. Like in a sense, like all these people existed for a reason. This time has been a tough time for a lot of people, but we're going to have like was also kind of a cultural renaissance in a sense. Like a lot of people went back and got focused and got things done and restructured their lives. And we don't have that type of opportunity if we're always hustling, always working, and always traveling. Like we got more like the ones that were fortunate to have families and people around them. We got more connected to that. It's been good times. It's reset,
How much
reset.
streaming have you been doing since the pandemic has started? Since last March, for example, have you been steadily streaming online?
Yeah, a lot, a lot. And it is kind of like a document that exists out there that you can see that it's either there it's harder to stream than to do a live gig. Live gig, you just show up with your equipment, you plug in, you go. People like it, they don't. Doesn't matter. It's your energy, so live energy. When you're streaming, you don't necessarily have an audience to work with, an audience to cater to. It's a lot more difficult. Like let's say like 3 streams for me, 4 streams, corporate streams or company streams I have to do for people. This week took like 3 days for me to do, and a lot of work that would have been like an hour and a half of my time in the week. It's becoming a lot more. It's a lot harder to do this. Like as yeah, streaming is a lot more difficult. I'm a live performer. I'm not like a YouTuber, so it's like it's a totally different world. Um, so, but it's also like, yeah, it's been a lot of work, a lot of work, a lot of hard work.
Do you think that over this time that you've gotten good at it, like where you're like it's
Yeah, I think so.
the first performance, or if you were to look back when you first jumped up, like however that was as compared to now, and that's with anything else, obviously practice makes perfect.
Absolutely.
Right. So like do you feel like you see that those advances that you've made?
I think so. I think you're absolutely right. There's been a lot of advancement.
So would you say that we all get vaccinated, we want to get back out, and
Yeah,
and bump chests and rub shoulders, while we're smashing a beer together?
absolutely.
Yeah, we want to do that, but will you do that and also still stream? Like, will
Absolutely.
you
I
say
think
that?
so. I
Okay,
think
so you're saying that this is now adoptive and it's become a part of it.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Hmm.
The only thing I'm worried about is that like I was supposed to get microchip, but no one's microchipping me right now. So I'm waiting to get microchipped because it's like now that it's happening, like I want to be honestly,
You're wild tonight, Draw. You're wild tonight.
I just want to be a robot. Like I want to be like even my cat is just like just meow, just like why aren't you a robot yet? And then like, but anyways, yeah, totally. Like I want in the future, it'll be so simple. Like your mind will still be exist, your brain will still do its own thing, but your body will be all like computerized. What do you call those things? Automated. It'd be awesome. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, totally live stream all the time. But
You mentioned that you had a more of a chilled out vibe that you're experiencing. now, that you're able to have a workflow that is
Yeah,
got a
absolutely.
bit more of a Zen approach.
Yeah, because I'm
So
yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
no, you jump in.
No, just because I feel like I'm realize how much of an anxious person I am naturally, and I don't want to be. And I think like we kind of all want to be that James Bond kind of person, like that's just chilling, asking for your drinks to be served, and all that stuff. Like, but in life, we're actually extremely anxious. I kind of want to be the Roger Moore for the rest of my life. I just want to like just sit there and be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, and if people are freaking out, they're like, oh, we don't like what you're doing. It's like, I don't.
A dude of leisure.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what that's how I'm going to be for the rest of my life. I think I'm just going to learn how to be a dude of leisure. That's the best way of existing. I'm like everything like we think that the world is under control and everything, but no, it's chaos. And like you make the best out of it. It's just like it's chaos everywhere all the time. And it's just like I am 38 years old, and this is all I have to speak for it. It's absolutely amazing. I have a kingdom of music. It's great. I love it. And it's like the next album is going to be amazing. It's going to be my like COVID expect yeah. It's
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to is that, if you're having, I guess, more of a chill approach towards the execution of this, is there a plan in mind, like a release plan, strategy, any of
absolutely.
that, or is it just when it gets done, it's done, and I'm gonna upload it and away it goes?
There has to be strategy, but that means like I will need your help and I need people around me because um I only have like I'm only good at certain things, but at chess and strategy I'm not very good at. Like, and that's the honest truth. Like, we are all like, I have one purpose. I can do this really, really well. I want this album to get out there and make elevate people's spirits and push them through the hardest of times. But I will definitely need help. Like, it has to be a crew effort. I can't would not be able to do it on my own because I have a horrible tendency of whatever I release in a month time, I start hating it, and I don't want people to listen.
Is any song ever finished for you? Like, after you've recorded it, is any song done, or is it a constant evolution where you feel like you'll take that
It all
track that's
it all sounds like crap to me in a month after that release. Oh my god, how
well,
did I do that? What?
when you're performing, are you reaching into your own back catalog and playing the stuff
Mhm,
that you recorded?
absolutely.
Is it the recording that you dislike so much, or is it the performance of the record? Is it both? It's
It's
not the
both.
song,
It's both.
but
It's
it's
both.
not the song.
It's not the song. It is just like it's a lot of things that come into it. The ones that I like the most are the ones that were accidentally great, like the rawness of things. Like overproduction does not sound great because it sounds very dated. When you overproduce that stuff, like it just caters to that time that you're in. And it's natural. That's just how it is. Produced music, like I feel like too much production is never good, and I kind of want the next album not to be overproduced. I want it to sound as great natural, to sound more of a live sound. Um, and I have a beautiful space, and at the moment that I can literally bring like 5 gongs in here and put gongs to my music. I can do whatever I want. Um, it's gonna be awesome.
A special gong show.
Totally. Like, because you can put a gong to anything. I can have like the classics. I can have like all these classical songs with the gong, and then be like some.
I want to
Sometimes
hear it. I
it's
want to
just
hear it. Sign me up.
totally. Oh man, it's so nice to see you. We're gonna have some fun next year. And then once it's done, you know what I really want to do? I was talking to my girlfriend about this recently. Is that I kind of want to do a road trip through America, like you did. Like get a Winnebago, and then go to because there's so many museums that are like people's work. They collected their own things. Like it's not necessarily big institutions. I want to go to like what was that place called in Wisconsin? Katrina.
Oh, the House on the Rock.
House on a Rock in Wisconsin.
If I could offer any advice, and here we are in the middle of the show to go and do that, I would say coast to coast Canada.
Absolutely.
been around the world a few times. I think Canada is a magical place. Yeah, it's obviously weather dependent. So if you're able to pull it off during the
I would love
dope
to.
seasons, then that's the look.
I,
But before we get into tourism plans, which would be what do you have happening before the year wraps? As we're about to say, have an amazing evening tonight.
okay.
Where could people see you next? Like before 2020.
I'm going to be doing a live release of a combination of songs I've released across the month. One is to raise money for the homeless. On the 23rd, we'll be performing in Blue Mountain live. New Year's, I've got a video coming out with Square Circle, which is a charity collective, circus charity collective, that involves youth, which is awesome. I had a chance to put some music together for that, and that's basically it. And if
That's dope that you've got the live shows coming up. You must be stoked for that.
yeah, it's honestly it is all the work that I put in the years as a kid is paying off. Like I'm probably gonna be doing this like till I'm 85 years old, like walking around with like a cane, and then like hand me the violin, and then like and I'll play all these different tunes, and then like request all my Alexandria, which is my signature tune. Like I'm gonna play Alexandria, and I'll forget it, and I'll play in a weird key and everything. But anyways,
What if you're like a multitasking wizard and your cane is also a bow simultaneously?
exactly, because at that time I'll be a robot man. Totally. I'm staying healthy, so it could be brought into.
Don't go anywhere on us.
No, chop shop. I'm gonna be in a chop shop. 20 years, they're gonna chop me out, make me into this robot machine. I'll be like the fiddling Mustang.
So from live performances to robots, brand new album, seasonal cheer. His name is Dr. Draw. Where can we find you online?
Everywhere from drdraw.ca to drdraw on Instagram, everything. And yeah, just type in Dr. Draw violin. You will find it online. I'm the OG of this stuff, representing West Mississauga. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Bloor Court Village. But anyways, yeah.
Wild, man. Like a Mustang in Toronto. We absolutely love it. Exactly. My name is Jello. That's Dr. Draw. This is Utility Room.
Yeah.
And you are awesome sauce. Thank you very much for tuning in with